Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. It's definitely my pleasure to be here. My name is El-Sayah. I am the Maronite Archbishop of Haifa and the Holy Land and Patriarchal Vicar General in Jerusalem, Jordan and Palestine, and I'm originally from Lebanon. You see, I cover quite a bit of terrain there, and I'm a member of the delegation of the Holy See here. But of course, today I will be speaking in my own name, and I will be very happy to answer any questions about Jerusalem or the area if you felt like so inclined. First of all, let me start by saying how honored I am to be at the conference and how grateful to His Grace for the invitation. And it's not only myself, but also the ecumenical guests in general that I mix with. We're very grateful for the hospitality and the inclusion. You know, we came here as observers, and as soon as we arrived, we were told, no, you're participants. So this is really the ecumenical spirit that we value greatly in this conference. And of course, as far as I'm concerned, the level of relationships, warmth of relationships between the Anglican Communion and the Catholic Church, the Roman Catholic Church. Of course, since 1966, there has been a process of ecumenical dialogue between our communion and the Anglican Communion, which started with the historical visit of Archbishop Ramsey to Pope Paul VI, who then issued together a declaration where they affirmed that Christians belonging to these two communions may be animated by the same sentiments of respect, esteem, and fraternal love. Sentiments, of course, that they decided to develop further and to the full, if at all possible. Now, for that, they decided to inaugurate a dialogue between the Roman Catholic Church and the Anglican Communion, a series of dialogues actually in depth, and those dialogues were to be based on the scripture, of course, and on our common ancient traditions, with the hope that such dialogue may lead to the visible unity in truth and in love, for which, of course, we all work and for which the Lord Himself prayed before He died. Now, this led to the establishment of the Anglican Roman Catholic International Commission, you know, ARCIC for brief, which has done a lot of good work and reached a certain number of agreements. As expected, of course, those discussions have not been without difficulties, but what we shared, and we share in common in our Christian belief and ecclesial life, made it possible to keep growing together and to keep going forward together in this dialogue. Now, as we went along, we felt that this good work should not be wasted, and we should see how we could use it actually on the ground. So this is why in the year 2000, the previous Archbishop George Carey and Cardinal Cassidy met, and they decided to establish what came to be called the YARCUM, which is the International Anglican Roman Catholic Communion for Unity and Mission. Now, we're trying to use the fruits of those dialogues and see how we can actually put them to use for the ecumenical agenda, because after all, this is what we are all about. You know, we're not dialoguing for the sake of dialogue. You know, we want the unity of the church, the visible unity, to be advanced. And that commission was mandated to, as I said, to see how the fruits of dialogue could be used in order to witness jointly to the unity and mission of the church. This means that we were and we are willing to act together, not only to speak together. Now, this is the spirit that has always, and I trust will always, help keep the dialogue alive and well, despite the differences and difficulties that we may encounter on the way. By continuing this dialogue, we hope that the two communions, Catholic Church and the Anglican Communion, will address the important issues involved in the ecclesial life and ethical issues as well that emerge nowadays. Let me conclude by saying, when I was invited, got the invitation to this conference, I was really excited, you know, and I really wanted to do what I did. Personally, I started praying more for the conference. And then I enlisted all our convents and monasteries and priests and nuns, you know, to pray. I feel that prayer for us in our ecumenical growth is something really vital. So we are very eager to see this conference succeed. And I feel it is of utmost importance that I, as a member of the Catholic Eastern Church, the Church of Rome, join in prayer with as many people as possible in solidarity with the Anglican Communion on this particular occasion, because I believe that ultimately the unity will come to us as a gift from above. The gift, of course, that the Lord doesn't want to happen without our own commitment to this very, very important cause. Very important, you know, because for the Lord this was vital, and this is why, as we know, he prayed at the end of his life for it, so that we all may be one, so that the world may believe. Thank you.